Hello and good morning, everyone. This is the speaking sample mock test of International English Language Testing System taking place on Wednesday, 22nd July 2020. I am Chandra Kanal. I'm taking one of the speaking sample mock test of my previous students in this video. Uh, Hello, please welcome to the speaking section. Can you tell me your full name, please?
Thank you, sir. My full name is Naresh Khanal.
Okay, may I see your passport, please?
Yeah, here you go.
Thank you. Okay, Naresh, at this moment, do you do any job or work or are you a student?
Well, I am in transition phase of student and job holder, let me say, because I have recently completed my bachelor's and I am searching for a job that suits me.
That's great. Can you tell me something about your hometown?
Well, I am from the far western part of my country. The name of my hometown is Tikapur. It is situated in the bank of the longest river of Nepal, Karnali River. It is famous all over the country for planned urbanization and the greenery that it has maintained since its urbanization. It is also known as the Green City of Nepal.
That's amazing. Now, I'd like to move into the first part of the speaking test. In the first part of the speaking test, I'm going to ask you some general questions related to jewelry. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah, I am ready.
How often do you wear jewelry?
Well, I do wear jewelry very less. It is because wearing a jewelry in my body feels like carrying a load, and it feels a little odd for me. Moreover, since jewelries are expensive to buy, I haven't earned enough money to buy jewelry till the date in my life. So I do wear jewelry very less.
Okay, what type of jewelry do you like best?
It may sound weird, but I like those jewelries which has design of various animals such as rhino, elephant, tiger, etc. It's because since my early age, I am ardent animal lover. Moreover, after completion of my undergraduation in wildlife science, these animals mean lots for me. So I prefer those jewelries which has design of various animals.
And when do people like to give jewelry in your country?
Uh, though it has been considered as a bad tradition of our society, the people mostly gift jewelry during the time of wedding in my country. It is regarded as dowry. Apart from wedding, the people gift these jewelries to small children during their rice feeding ceremony. During the time of wedding, it is said that if bride and bridegroom are provided jewelry, they do not have to face any difficulty in the future. Similarly, in place of giving money, to the bride and bridegroom or children during their rice feeding, the people prefer to give jewelry as a symbol of their social status, like showing
Okay,
up. I have
okay.
reached this.
Have you ever given jewelry to someone as a gift?
Being honest, I haven't given any jewelry to anyone as a gift till the date. It is because I prefer to gift anything that reflects the love towards nature, like arts, paintings, etc. Moreover, mostly the jewelries are pretty expensive in my country, as I said earlier. I cannot afford much to pay while gifting my friends or relatives.
Okay, that's great. And this is the end of the speaking part one. Now I'd like to move into part two of the speaking test. In this
Okay.
part two, You have to describe an interesting TV program you watched about a scientific topic.
Okay.
You will have to talk about this topic for 1 to 2 minutes. You have 1 minute time to think about what you are going to say, and you can make
Okay.
some notes to help if you wish.
Yeah.
Please, the paper, pencil, and question booklet is with you. Your 1 minute
Okay.
time for preparation begins now.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, your 1 minute time for preparation is over.
Mm.
Remember that you have to speak on this topic for 1 to 2 minutes. Do not worry if I stop you in the middle. Could you please start your speaking now?
There are lots of TV programs being broadcast in various channels, and I watch most of them when I have visible time. But it is not possible to discuss all of them in today's time-bounded conversation. So I am going to describe about one of such TV programs. Firstly, the name of the program is Science Today, which is translated as Ajako Bigyan in Nepali. It is broadcast every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. in government-owned television channel of Nepal, Nepal Television, and it is hosted by the most popular, very popular, uh, and down-to-earth scientist of Nepal, Mr. Yadunath Khanal. Secondly, I was studying in class 8 when I first watched this TV show. When our science teacher recommended, us to watch the show, we were assigned to watch the show and make important note what we learned from the show. Moreover, it was a part of our internal assessment examination. Thirdly, I used to have lots of confusion regarding Newton's law of motion during my school days. But after watching this show, it made me clear what actually the Newton's first law, second law, and third law of motion means. By displaying the very common, examples of our day-to-day activities, this show taught me how actually these laws works in our day-to-day life. Finally, though there are a huge number of TV shows played in TV platform, but this one typical today's science is resourceful, awe-inspiring, and inventively edited show. Sometimes it plays the inspirational science, scientific invention stories of great scientists such as Albert Einstein, Sir Isaac Newton, and so on. At that time, it shows how they had struggled for this invention, for typical inventions, and goosebumps are produced in my body. Further, it has won the greatest number of awards in my country. So I like this program very much.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, that's great. And this is the end of the speaking part one. Please return me the paper and pencil back. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
And now I'd like to move into part 3 and discuss some questions related to science and the public. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
How interested are most people in your country in science?
Well, science has become one of the most valued topics in most of the countries across the globe. In the context of my country, the most of the people are interested in science. Firstly, the scientific inventions have made the life of people over here pretty easier and have saved lots of time. Secondly, they have witnessed the global scenario where those countries have become prosperous, which has, which have uh, promoted the science and technology, or which have given the priority to science and technology. And in my country, at the present scenario, most of the people, they want their children to study science after the completion of their high school, and the government is also allocating its funds in science and the science related researches. So the people over here are pretty much interested in science.
Okay. Why do you think children today might be better at science than their parents?
Mm, though there could be multiple reasons behind the children today might be better at science than their parents, but in my opinion, the credit goes to science and technology. Firstly, they have boundless opportunities to accumulate the information while they are sitting in their own houses. By one click, they can know what is happening across the world through computers. Secondly, the parents have also become science friendly than before. For an instance, the parents did not have the opportunities to study computer when they were students, but now they are, encouraging their children to study computer, and other various inventions they have made, the scientists have made, made the children today better at science than their parents.
That's really fantastic. And how do you suggest the public can learn more about scientific developments?
Mm, as we discussed earlier, there are lots of scientific inventions that have made the life of people much more easier. Now there are much more opportunities to learn or to know what is happening around the world. For an example, smartphone is easily accessible tools. After connecting the internet, we can learn not only about scientific developments but various aspects of development as well. Similarly, this smartphone, this can help in distance learning and know about ongoing scientific developments in the nook and corner of the world.
Okay, I would like to discuss one or two more questions related to scientific discoveries with you. What do you think are the most important scientific discoveries in the last 100 years?
Mm, though there are numerous scientific discoveries, which has made the life of people much more easier in 100 years. Uh, among them, the discovery of robots has been certainly a most valued scientific discoveries in the past 100 years, last 100 years. Uh, it's because the robots can work or perform in the various dangerous or risky jobs where the people cannot do themselves. For an example, during the mining to the down to earth, or while sending a space mission, like sending satellite to the moon or Mars, the people are using these robots because it could be really risky for the humans to do this job on themselves. So this could be the most important scientific discovery in the last 100 years.
That's great. And do you agree or disagree that there are no more major scientific discoveries left to make?
Uh, uh, Pardon me, I couldn't hear your question properly. Can you repeat it once again?
The question is that do you agree or disagree that there is nothing left in scientific discoveries to make?
Uh, I totally disagree with the statement that there are no more major scientific discoveries left to make. In my opinion, the science is never-ending process. For an example, if you solve a scientific problem, automatically there arise a lots of new, problems. So uh, I don't think there are. I don't think major scientific discoveries have already been completed. Rather, day to day, day by day, the scientists are searching and trying to solve, new problems, and they are trying to invent the innovative discoveries. So I agree. I think this is just a beginning of scientific discoveries, and much more things are yet to be developed or explored.
Okay.
I hope
And
scientists will, invent in the near future. Sorry.
okay. And who should pay for scientific research? Either the governments or the private companies?
Well, this is a little bit controversial questions. Uh, I think scientific research means not only confined to the government agencies, nor it is meant only to the private companies. Science is for the better. Science is for the better living standard of people, making the lifestyle of people much more easier. So scientific research must be funded by both government as well as the private companies. In fact, the private companies and government must collaborate and join hand in hand for the better result. For an example, the leading space research agency of the world, NASA, um, it is being funded by both the US government as well as the various private companies and businessmen and so on. Sorry.
Okay, that's really amazing. Okay, now I'd like to share your scorecard with the students, and I found your speaking really amazing. And one last question for you today will
Okay.
be: how did you get band 9 out of 9 in IELTS reading? Here the file
Uh,
is going to be open. Here is this may be your score. Of course, I guess it's opening. And yes, it's here. And how did you get band 9 in IELTS reading?
uh, the ultimate credit must be provided to the hard work and practice, but you have to practice using a specific technique. So I used the technique which you had taught in our class, RAA, read always ahead. you know uh, this specific technique made me to focus on the specific questions, and the specific way to answer that typical questions. So after learning this technique from you, I practiced hard let me say. So ultimately I was able to score band 9 in reading test.